You piss in the dryer that don't work.
I pissed in the dryer because it don't work. All right, we're filming. Let me get a bottle opener. Welcome to Beer Bra. This is the second ever episode of Beer Bra, and I'm joined here by my good buddy / best friend Carter, George Rains. What's up, Carter?
What's up?
Carter, I called out in the last episode due to his super liking for Yingling, so he's out here trying a couple extra beers with us. You excited about these beers?
Ecstatic.
We've already had like 6 of each. This would be the 6th of each one, so we're no stranger to these today. So, of course, we're going to drink out of a wine glass like a bunch of fucks. What do you want to start with? You want to start with the Hellion, or you want to start with the Corona Familiar?
What's this one called?
The Corona
Familiar.
I think it says Corona Familiar.
It says Corona Familiar if you're from this area. But
start with that one.
I'm half Mexican, so not quite. So the Corona Familiar is brewed in Mexico, obviously. It's a 6% alcohol by volume beer, so it is a little stout, but it tastes like a light beer. We're going to give it a taste. Obviously, like I said, like a bunch of country bumpkins, we're going to drink this out of a wine glass. Not sure why country bumpkins would do that, but maybe we're the first. So what do you notice about this beer right off the top, Carter?
You have more than I do.
Here, set it flat. I don't think so. I think you have more than me. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. It won't help us any right now, but it'll help us tomorrow morning. Let's finish her off. We'll give you a little extra. Corona Familiar, as Carter says it. A beautiful sound coming from Carter there.
It's the Corona.
That shows his beer drinking expertise. He can make beautiful music from a $2 beer. What do you notice about this? Other than the baby screen.
Very
upstairs.
clear.
Very clear.
Very light yellow. Golden. Looks like a Corona.
It does look like a Corona. It's a little darker than a Corona. It looks to me like my pee the day after drinking about 20 Coronas. What do you think?
Yeah, mine's probably a little darker than that, but yeah. Pretty close.
Pretty close. We got a good little foam going on. Very golden beer, as Carter said. Definitely. Good smell.
It does smell good.
Smells like smells like beer in a wine glass. No, has a light kind of a peachy smell almost. Do you have that scent?
Light peachy. If the peaches were like fermented.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is alcohol.
Yeah.
The more I smell it, the less I smell. So we're just gonna jump right in and taste this bitch. Very light. Not sure if the beer is actually light or if my taste buds are dull from the 12 beers prior. What do you think? Is it light?
I don't know. Your palate may be tainted since they have. How many different beers did we have?
We've had approximately.
We didn't have a lot of beers.
Good healthy beers. You know, this makes me feel
I
very
don't know if
strong.
I'd call it healthy. Healthy selection. What's the bitterness factor on this one?
There's no specified IBU on this beer. There's no bitterness ranked on it. I did the best that I could research wise. I spent a whole 3 minutes Googling this bad boy. Couldn't find the IBU rating.
We know more than Google does.
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, Carter, he's famous for any fact you ever told him in the past, he would Google it just to prove you wrong and make you look like a douchebag. So I attempted to do the same thing to this beer, couldn't find anything. So if I had to give this beer a rating, my current IBU rating, I would probably say like a 3. Like this is a really flat tasting beer. Not a whole lot of spice going on. This is one of my favorites. Has a really whole flavor.
2 out of a 6-pack? That's what you're saying?
No.
Or 2 out of a...
2 IBU.
Okay.
A very low bitterness unit. I taste 0 bitterness, to be honest, but there is some. This is a little more bitter than water. That's why I give it a 2. What do you think? Does that seem accurate?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really... I'm not really familiar... What did you say?
Familiar.
Familiar with the bitterness scale, but I'd say it's probably a 2. Maybe 2.5, I don't know.
Thumbs up good. It's got a real light consistency. Very similar to the Vienna Lager that I reviewed last time that I would like you to try in the future.
I'd say it'd probably be a little bit.
I think the Vienna Lager is slightly heavier.
More,
This is considered a pale lager. I have no fucking clue what pale lager means, but I'm assuming it's a lager just more pale.
It's a good guess.
Good?
Good
Sound
guess.
good?
All right.
All right. We're going to crush this and give it a final beer rating.
Went down the wrong pipe. So before we get to the final rating, what do you think the perfect setting
For this beer?
is? What complements this beer?
Perfect setting for this beer. I think
one thing.
What you go ahead.
No, I'll tell you if you're right.
Okay. I'll tell you what my perfect setting for this is. I think we're in the desert in an adobe hut with we're making bricks and a stone fire, drinking a Corona Familiar.
What I think is
everything
Corona
I said was very stereotypical.
Familiar. Sounds like family to me, maybe.
Whoa.
So what I'm thinking is maybe like on a beach somewhere. Before you drank normal Corona, and now you have a family.
This would be ideal for me.
Beach beer.
It's funny you say that, Carter. I never had a Corona Familiar until I married a Mexican woman and had a baby.
There you go.
Numero dos.
I had high hopes for this one.
High hopes. The last one, what did we give that? We didn't give it. I say it's a 2.5 beers out of 6 is my official ranking.
Are we getting halves now?
I'm giving a half, and the reason I say the half is, I would have gave it a 2 right off the bat. Not because it's a bad beer, but because tonight it didn't taste as flavorful as I would have originally thought. When I had this beer last time, I thought it was fucking delicious. But after having so much beer, it tastes pretty watered down. It tastes really flat. So I'm holding on to that half point where I would have gave it a 3 before. I'm saying a 2.5.
I'm sticking with a 3.
3.
I think it's 3.
3. I like it.
I hadn't had it before. Tonight's the first night I ever had it. I give it a 3.
Awesome. So the next one is the Hellion. Okay, this one's brewed in Harrisonburg, Virginia by what brewing company?
Brothers Brewing Company.
Brothers Brewing Company. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Brothers Brewing Company, neither do you, most likely unless you live in central Virginia, Harrisonburg, Stanton area. I'm assuming they're a newer brewery. I don't want to be quoted on that because I just don't know enough about them. Carter actually surprised me with the 6-pack of these this evening to celebrate. And
the reason, because I was the one that was called out in the last video about only liking Yingling, so figured I'd be a little more tasteful and bring something other than Yingling.
So he brought the Lil Hellion. All right, that sounds a little better off the tongue than motherfucking Lil Hellion.
Agreed.
Like I said, bottled in Harrisonburg, Virginia. This is a 4.9%, correct?
Yep.
4.9% alcohol by volume. And again, on the IBU rating, we do not have a current rating online. We gave it the old 2.5-minute Google.
Call me crazy. I don't know nothing about this kind of stuff. I know I like beer, but I don't know much about it. The whole IBU thing, would only IPAs have an IBU? Because
I mean,
they're the only ones that are like kind of bitter. Like the all beers. I don't know.
I think
like,
all beers rate on
probably
the
worth
IBU
another
scale.
It's probably worth another 2.5 minute Google, don't you think?
It's probably worth it. But what I'd like to say is I believe all beer has a bitterness rating. I think if you tasted this compared to the pale ale I did in the last time,
yeah,
you'd
for
be
sure.
like, holy shit.
Yeah, like this one would be 0.
This would be 0.
That would be 0.
Yeah.
And then...
But I think they have some over water. So we're going to wing it. I'm not sure what the rating is. Like Carter said, maybe there's not even a fucking rating for it. Oh, yeah. All right, let me have a little. Now, you can see this is a little bit more of
a little more
color.
amber.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate that, dog. Carter got the best of me on this one. Pretty close if you're measuring with horseshoes and hand grenades.
I feel like I could just snap this. Funny story, actually. Speaking of snapping glasses, I was in Germany one time, and I got a beer at the bar, and it wasn't in a glass like this. They served it in different glasses. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. But at the top, it's smaller than at the bottom. It's not like a normal pint glass in America that you drink.
Yeah.
You know, well, I guess people drink craft beers out of
Like
a wine glass that's got a stem on it about that long. But anyways, not what I'm used to.
I got one up there.
And yeah.
Right.
And anyways, so I grabbed it and started squeezing on it, and maybe a little inebriated at the time. And I squeezed it, and I could have swore it bent a little bit at the top, like it flexed.
One of these guys.
Yeah, but like
A little bigger.
a little bigger. And it wasn't a glass like that. It was like a full glass. It didn't have a stem or anything like that.
Down.
But anyways, so I squeezed it, and I could have swore like it. You can even see like it's got a little bit of flex. So I wasn't crazy. So I thought it was plastic. So I like hollered over at my buddy, and I was like, "Hey, look at this glass. It's plastic." And I squeezed it, and wasn't plastic. It was glass. Shattered all over the place. Went on the floor and everything. The bartender come over, and she was like, just looked at me with this devastated look. I was like, "Oh shit, she's gonna kick me out."
Holy fuck. Shiesty.
And I was like, "Oh my gosh, ma'am, I'm so sorry. Do you have any towels? I'll clean all this up." She's like, "You know what? I'm not even mad because I've never seen anybody break a glass in half just by squeezing it."
Grip like an orangutan, man.
Not really. Doesn't take much to break these, but thought it was
Don't
plastic.
try. Don't try.
It
This
wasn't.
is the personal collection. Bet you couldn't break this one squeezing it. No, don't try.
All right, back into reviewing. Amber color.
That's a good story, though. I wish I could say when I was in
surprising.
Germany. I should have brought up a Mexico story about the
It's not
Corona
that-
Familiar.
It's not that great.
This beer smells really, really light on the fruity side, but definitely a tropical kind of smell. I feel like
good pinpoint.
I feel like this tastes like a jar of cucumber and old pineapple.
What? Say that again.
It smells like 80% cucumber, 20% pineapple. Maybe a peach in that. I always say peach. How about a pear? It smells like a pear.
I hate pears.
Well, you're gonna love this bitch then. Not very foamy. This is a sharp beer. Very similar to that pale ale that I reviewed in the last beer or in the last episode. All right, let's give it a good swiggy swig.
Do we swish it and then spit it out, or just swish it?
I immediately get a mulch taste. I like a good mulch beer. No, doesn't taste like mulch, but it definitely tastes like old wood.
So it tastes, honestly, a little
The inside
biased.
of your dad's shed.
I don't really know a whole lot about a bunch of different beers. This one, it tastes like a Yingling, but without the flavor. It tastes like a flat. It tastes like a flat Yingling.
This tastes like an old leather bag that used to have bananas in it.
Take a swig of that one.
We'll see. Carter is the beer guru when it comes to lagers.
Okay. Got
Old leather bag with peach in it.
a good taste. Now taste that one.
It just tastes like a fresh leather bag. No
Right?
peaches.
Fresh.
Hey, I will say something about that Yingling. And this has something to do with them being a world-class, large-scale company. That Yingling's got a sharp bite to it compared to this.
Honestly, it tastes like a flat Yingling.
It tastes like a flat Yingling.
Not
Let's
flat.
be honest.
Not flat in terms of like
it tastes
carbonation, but like flat taste.
It tastes like you only drink Yingling, and you were going to see Avengers in the movie theater, and you knew you couldn't sneak the can in, so you just poured your Yingling in a leather bag 2 hours before the movie, and then you poured it back out into a cup during the movie. I think that's a good.
I don't know if I get that, but
you don't get that.
Pretty good.
This tastes like I squeezed the juice out of an old sock that had Yingling, that was soaking in Yingling.
So, long story short, this shit sucks.
No, it doesn't suck, okay? It doesn't suck, but compared to the Corona Familiar, I think it falls short, okay? The Hellion, I think the Hellion is a good beer. I just think that it falls short of what it could be. It could definitely have more of a bite to it. It could definitely be more carbonated.
The bite.
The bite is short on this. This is like being bit with dentures, except for you forgot to put them in.
Maybe, so this is a Lil Hellion. Maybe if they just had, a Hellion instead of a Lil. Maybe that's why
Super flat.
we don't like what it is. I mean,
Super flat.
I'd drink it, but...
Yeah. We did drink them.
Yeah, you're right.
But the point is, it's like when you open a soda at noon, and at 4 p.m. you still want to finish that son of a bitch, but he's really flat, and you just do it anyway. That's
exactly what it is.
That's the
Imagine that pop before 4 p.m.
And that pop before is the Yingling. So Lil Hellion for $10 for 6, $39 to be exact, right? $9.39 to be exact for a 6-pack. How much can you get a 6-pack of Yingling?
12-pack, $12.
12-pack, $12.
$10 actually.
Guys, you want a 12-pack for $10, whatever the hell? Get a Yingling. Screw the Lil Hellion. Corona Familiar, definitely a more bodied flavor than the regular Corona. Less bite though. So it depends what you want. You want a deeper flavor, or do you want more of a bite? That's going to be up to you. The regular Corona Premier is a very tasty beer. This one falls slightly short of what I had originally thought of it. So, overall thoughts. What did we rank the Lil Hellion? I rank it at 2 beers out of 6.
That's exactly what I was going to do. I give it a solid 2. Isn't that what you gave the Corona, a 2?
I gave it a 2.5. 2.5. Guys, thank you for tuning in to Beer Bro. I'm sorry we disappointed you with these flat, flavorless beers tonight. But you know what? We wanted to give you guys something. My buddy was in town. I called him out yesterday. This is supposed to be once a week. He said, you know what? Let's do one a day while we can. And he brought in these 2 flat sons of bitches. But, again, my name is Sean Safara.
Carter Haynes.
And this is Beer Bro. Take it easy, guys.